f of x minus g of x. This is f, this is g. So if I'm doing f of x minus g of x, I take f, which is 4 minus 3x, and I'm going to subtract g, which is 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. So I took f of x minus g of x. And then you simply simplify it. So to simplify, we're going to distribute this negative. So I have 4 minus 3x. That become a negative x squared because you distribute the negative. That become a negative 4x, and that will become a positive 1. And we simplify by combining like terms. So I have a negative 2x squared. I have x's here and here, so it looks like negative 7x. And I have 4 and a 1, which should be a 5. That would be your answer. Next, number 2, we're taking, instead of f minus g, we're taking f times g. So we're taking this times this. So it looks something like this, 4 minus 3x times 2x squared plus 4x minus 1. And to multiply this out, you could do FOIL or a box. I'm going to do a box. To do the box, I chose a box with a 2 by a 3. So this is 4 and a negative 3x, a 4 and a negative 3x. And I have a 2x squared plus a 4x and a negative 1. So I have this on top, this on the side, and I'm going to multiply it out like a multiplication table. So 4 times 2x squared is 8x squared. Negative 3x times this is negative 6x to the third, because the x times x squared is to the third. 4 times 4 is 16, don't forget the x. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, but x times x is x squared. And negative 3x times negative 1 is positive 3x. Now what's interesting here is the boxes you combine are in a different diagonal. Normally the diagonal is this way combined. Now it's going this way. So the biggest power is in negative 6x cubed. That's the biggest power. Then if you combine these two, you get negative 4x squared. If you combine these two x's, you got 19x. And then negative 4. That would be your answer. So again, you could have also done a kind of a larger FOIL method to do this, but I did the box. So that's subtraction, that's multiplication. This is called composite. We're going to take a function and plug it into another function. So g is on the outside, so we're going to start with g, which is right here. So we're going to have 2 blank squared plus 4 times blank minus 1. So that's that. Instead of the x's, I put blanks. Inside of that blank, what we have is an f of x. So inside of here, we're going to put f of x, which is 4 minus 3x. So we're going to have 4 minus 3x there and a 4 minus 3x here. So again, outside is the red g. 2x squared plus 4x minus 1, which is g. Inside of that is f, which is 4 minus 3x in blue. Now we have to just do some kind of ugly math. So right here, we're going to do the 4 minus 3x squared, which is 4 minus 3x times 4 minus 3x. So we're first going to start off with this right here, which when we distribute this, FOIL it, that would be 16 minus 4 times 3, negative 24x, because I have a negative 12x and a negative 12x, would be a negative 24x. And then I have a positive, when you multiply this times this, 9x squared. So that, but I also have to, let's write it down here, I have this 2 out front, I have this 16 minus 24x plus 9x squared. That's the first piece. Plus I have the 4 times 4 minus 3x, and I have the minus 1. So what you see here, I have this, this, and this. I multiplied or FOILed out the first piece. This one's kind of long, sorry. For this, you have to distribute the 2. For this, you have to distribute the 4. When I distribute the 2, I get 32 minus 48x plus 18x squared. For this one, 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 times negative 3x is negative 12x. And don't forget the minus 1. A lot of people forget that last minus 1. Our highest power is 18x squared, so we start off, and when we combine all this, our highest power is 18x squared, so we take that first. Now we combine all the x's, which looks like negative 60x. And when I combine all these numbers here, that looks like what? This plus this is 48 minus 1. Looks like it'd be 47. Sorry, that was actually kind of a long one. Again, you had to FOIL this out because it's squared. You need to distribute and another distribute. And that was a rather long final answer. Okay, the last one I tend to write inverse. This is called an inverse. We're using this function, but I'm going to rewrite it as y equals 4 minus 3x. Instead of leaving the inverse f of x, I'm going to change it to y. And then what we do is we switch the x and the y. We've got x equals 4 minus 3y, and I solve for y. So again, I switch the x and y, solve for y. So I minus the 4 over, got x minus 4 equals negative 3y. Then I divide by negative 3, and I get y equals 4 minus x minus 4 over negative 3. That is your answer, but if I want to write it out properly, I'm kind of squished for space. I'm actually asking for f. Here's what you're actually asking for, so I'm going to switch it back to f negative 1x, which is the inverse of f of x, would be the x minus 4 over negative 3. That would be your final answer. This one took a lot of your space. Sorry about that.